Okay, so it's story time again. A lot of things have happened over the last few months, and I'm actually right now currently in Boston. I can even point out the window. So yeah, after I guess spending 4 years at MIT and vowing to myself that I'll forever live in California after this, I'm actually back in Boston. As you can see, everything is not set up at all. Just barely got stuff out of the boxes. Michelle and I have been working a lot just to try to get this normal again, but I wanted to not delay anymore with the video and just be open and honest about everything that's going on, all the exciting things that are happening in the future, and why I even decided to do this move. And like I just mentioned, everything's so familiar. It's a place where I spent 4 years of my life and 4 years of my first adult life. I guess now when the world is starting to get closer to normal, I'm really looking forward to having that normal life with places that I'm familiar with the people that I'm familiar with, and with friends that have always been there for me. In Philly, I was lucky enough to have a crew of friends through Michelle and her coworker, but it was never at the point where I felt comfortable consistently going out, especially because COVID, because I was immunocompromised, and because I just didn't feel my best. And now I'm really looking forward to not only feeling better and being able to do more things, but then also actually being able to hang out with the people that I already love hanging out with in a place that I'm familiar with, doing the things that I love, like basketball or lifting or going on runs or just going to the park and things like that. I definitely felt very isolated in Philadelphia for the other reasons that I mentioned. And to be honest, I never felt like that was my home because I never really ventured out that much. And so now, not having to redo some sort of learning curve of getting to know a place is really comforting. Now I could just get settled, and I know that as soon as I get settled, I'll know exactly what to do. The cool thing is that a lot of Michelle's friends are also in the area. Her younger sister actually is a senior now at MIT, and the even younger sister just got into MIT. So we're going to have family around. A lot of her best friends from school are still in the area, and I'm going to have some people like Sam goes to MIT. There's other people in the area that I know I'll just be able to go to. Something huge that I actually took for granted with Boston, and something that I overlooked whenever I just wanted to spend more time in California or when I hated the weather, was that there's a group of very innovative people around here. I think it's fostered by the amount of really quality schools around here, like MIT, Harvard, BU, Northeastern, and there's so many other schools here. And I guess it just garners this feeling of wanting to pursue more, achieve more. And so there's a bunch of ambitious people around here with ambitious ideas, and everyone is very motivated and is not settling for just going through life without having tried to achieve greater things. And I think living in this environment will help me live a more fulfilling life, because moving forward, I will be having dinners and lunch with people who really want to make a difference in this world. And it's something that I've always thought about in terms of you are the average of your 5 closest friends. And by surrounding yourself with really intelligent, like-minded, motivated individuals, you yourself will be intelligent, motivated, and want to pursue greater things. Along those same lines of pursuing greater things, over here, I really want to strive to learn more, do more, and to be able to apply new skills to new ventures. If curiosities bring you to a crossroads where you need to brush up on old skills or develop new ones, I recommend Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for anyone who loves learning and wants to explore their creativity and learn new skills. Through creativity, Skillshare can help you and make 2022 a year of new learning, growth, and connection. If you're interested in making a career pivot or leveling up your skills for your side hustles, Skillshare is a great resource for you. Classes like Demystifying Cryptocurrency by Meltem Demirors and Start Your Creative Career with Sanja Rasula gave me valuable insights to push forward in my various endeavors. Skillshare is ad-free, so I'm able to stay in the zone while exploring new skills, and since new premium classes launch every week, there's always something new to discover. The first 1,000 people to use a link below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. A lot of people reach out and they ask me about how I feel about risks around startups. I've now been a part of multiple startups, and I realized that for a startup to be as successful as you hope it to be, so many things have to go right at the right times. Just one of those things can derail one, and there's a reason why only certain startups make it all the way to the end to become a unicorn, or what people call a $1 billion or more company. And over the last couple of years, I actually struggled with putting a lot of that weight on my shoulder. Whenever I'm part of a team, I want to give it my all, but then I also want to take on the emotional burden of other team members, so I make sure everyone's consoled. I make sure that I'm talking to all the right people and making sure that everybody is in a good mental place. And in doing so, I'm taking on stresses that didn't even happen yet. I'm pre-stressing this event versus that event. I'm pre-stressing this certain scenario playing out that hasn't even played out. And in hindsight, there's really no reason. Something that has helped me push forward is understanding the fact that, hey, I have these experiences, I've worked on these projects directly, and so that in any interview setting, I'll actually be very equipped to vouch for my skills and vouch for how I fit into any team. So instead of pre-stressing certain scenarios happening, like maybe I lose my job tomorrow, I can feel comfortable knowing that tomorrow, if I lose my job, I know the right people to talk to get an interview here and an interview there. And in addition to that, Boston is an area that has a lot of tech around it. So I knew that worst case scenario, I go back into the job market and I try to figure out what I want to do next. But that's not something that I have to stress about now. Right now, living each day like it's my last, making sure that I feel fulfilled every day, and making sure that I'm accomplishing the goals that I set out to do. So here I actually have my own studio space set up. In all the other places I've lived, I've had to have a studio space and also a place that functions as a place for guests, or I had to share an office space with Michelle because everyone's just working from home. But now here in Boston, I'll have a whole room that I'll be able to film in, that I'll be able to edit in, and I won't have to worry about sound in situations like this, even if other people are in the building. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to. There's a couple projects that I have in the works that I'm really excited to roll out this year. Other channels, more consistent videos, and I think this YouTube channel, this community that I've built here is extremely important to me. So I want to make sure to give you all the consistency and the guarantee that I'll be posting consistently, and give you the different information that you hope to have from me. I still want to be clear that I hate the Boston cold. I still love California, and I still think I'll like to be there long term. But right now, I'm in a place in my life where Boston is just the right choice. It's the right choice for my ventures, it's the right choice for my mental health, and it's the right place to get myself back to the normal KJ that was here back in 2020. If you asked me where I would be in the beginning of 2022 a couple years ago, there's not a single answer that would include Boston. If you asked any of my friends or my family, they would not have thought this either. But right now, I'm in a good place. My loved ones are in a good place. And I'm just excited to see where this goes. I don't know how long I'll be here, or what I'll end up doing for the next couple of years for sure. But I'm excited. Nervous, but excited.